next topic in our next video, that is what we left yesterday, that was parliamentary system. First we complete this, then we will go to the next chapter, that is central government and state government. Okay, first we complete the yesterday's backlog. Okay, so let's start. So what we had left yesterday, that was parliamentary system. What is parliamentary system? Parliamentary system, article 74 and 75 for center, and article 163 and 164 for state legislature. Let me write as well, wait a second, I will write it as well. Okay, so parliamentary system, in parliamentary system, article 74 and 75 for center, and article 163 and 164 for state legislature. Parliamentary system of a government, executive is responsible to the legislature. In parliamentary system of government, why we take the parliamentary system of government? Because the parliamentary system of government is responsible to the parliamentary system. Why we take the parliamentary system of government? Because executive is responsible to the legislature. So is this Indian parliament a sworn body? No. Why? Because executive is responsible to the legislature for its acts and policies. In Britain, Japan and Canada and India, where parliamentary system exists. Britain, Japan, Canada and India, parliamentary system is exists. But in USA, Russia, Brazil and Sri Lanka, USA, Brazil, Russia and Sri Lanka, there is a presidential system of government. Presidential system of government is that type of government. The executive is not responsible to the legislature for its acts and policies. So the president makes any law what he thinks fit, and legislature also makes a law what he deems fit. Both are not responsible for its policies and acts to the legislature. Okay, so why we choose parliamentary system of government? Because the executive is in parliamentary system of government, the executive is responsible to the the executive is responsible to the legislature for its acts and policies. In which countries the parliamentary system exists? Britain, Japan, Canada and India. In parliamentary form of government is also known as cabinet government. Parliamentary form of government is also known as cabinet government or responsible government. Cabinet government or responsible government. So cabinet form of government is also called as responsible government or parliamentary form of government or Westminster form of government. Cabinet is a nucleus of power in the parliament system. What is cabinet? Cabinet is a group of ministers. Cabinet is a group of ministers which is responsible to the parliamentary system for its acts and policies. What are the features of parliamentary system? First feature is real and nominal executive. What are the features of parliamentary system? This question will ask in the UPSC prelims as well as in main section. What are the features of parliamentary system? The first feature is real and nominal executive. Who is the real executive? The prime minister is the real executive. The prime minister is the real executive. What we call them? Also call them de facto executive. Who is nominal executive? President is the nominal executive. What it also called as de jure executive or titular executive. President is the head of the state, means nation or of any country. President is the head of the state or a nation like India. Prime Minister is the head of the government. Article 74 tells us provides Council of Minister. Article 74 provides Council of Minister headed by the Prime Minister. Article 74 provides the Council of Minister headed by the Prime Minister to aid and advise to the President. Article 74 provides the Council of Minister headed by the Prime Minister to forward to aid and advise to the President. To aid and advise to the President in his executive functions. Advice tendered binding on the President. The advice which was given by the Cabinet or Council of Ministers to the President, this advice will be binding on the President. This advice will be binding on the President. What is second? Second is majority party rule. Majority party rule. Political party which secures majority seats in the Lok Sabha forms the government. The leader of the party is appointed as the Prime Minister. So, majority party rule means the second feature of the parliamentary system of government is majority party rule. Political party which secure the majority seats in Lok Sabha forms the government. The leader of this party will be appointed as the Prime Minister by the President of India, and others are appointed by the and other ministers are appointed by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister. Majority party rule, what it says, the political party which secures the majority seats in the Lok Sabha election forms the government. The leader of the party is appointed as the Prime Minister, and the ministers are appointed by the President on the aid and advice by the Prime Minister. Aid and advice by the Prime Minister. However, if no single party gets the majority, a coalition parties may be invited by the President to form the government. Like 18th Lok Sabha presently which is working. Third is collective responsibility. This is the bedrock principle of the parliamentary system of government. Collective responsibility. Collective responsibility. This is the bedrock principle of the parliamentary system of the government. Means ministers are collectively responsible to the parliament in general and the Lok Sabha in particular. Ministers are responsible to the parliament and in general to the Lok Sabha under Article 75. ठीक है. They act as a team and swim and sing together. The principle of the collective responsibility implies that the Lok Sabha can remove the ministry from the office by passing a vote of no confidence. Number 4, political homogeneity. Usually the members of the Council of Ministers belong to the same party. Okay, they share the same political ideology. In case there will be the coalition government, the ministers are bound by the consensus. Number 5 is double membership. The ministers are members of both legislature and the executive. Means that a person cannot be minister without being the member of the parliament. So constitution stipulates that the minister whom not a member of the parliament for a period of 6 consecutive months ceases to be as a ministry. ठीक है. Next is leadership of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister plays the leadership role in the system of the government. He is the leader of the Council of Ministers. He is the leader of the Parliament. He is the leader of the party in power. Next is dissolution of the lower house. Lok Sabha lower house of the Parliament can be dissolved by the President on the recommendation of the Prime Minister. Next is secrecy. Secrecy is ministers operate on the principle of secrecy by procedures and cannot divulge. Divulge means cannot share information about their proceeding, policies and decision. Take the oath of secrecy before entering their office. Oath of secrecy administered by the President. Okay, so start from the next. What is the next? The features of the presidential government. What are the features of the presidential government? Unlike the Indian Constitution, the American Constitution provides the presidential form of the government. Unlike Indian Constitution, द अमेरिकन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जो है वो क्या प्रोवाइड, उसने क्या किया उनको प्रेसिडेंशियल फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. तो देखते हैं क्या क्या फीचर्स हैं इसके. अमेरिकन प्रेसिडेंट इज द हेड ऑफ द स्टेट एंड द गवर्नमेंट ऑक्यूपाइज द सेरेमोनियल पोजीशन. जो अमेरिकन प्रेसिडेंट है वो दोनों का हेड ऑफ द स्टेट भी है और हेड ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट भी है. हेड ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट ही लीड्स द एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑर्गन ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट एंड हेड ऑफ द स्टेट ऑक्यूपाइज सेरेमोनियल पोजीशन. नंबर सेकंड है प्रेसिडेंट इलेक्टेड बाय द इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज, फिक्स टेन्योर फॉर 4 years. प्रेसिडेंट को जो इलेक्ट किया जाता है वो इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज के तहत किया जाता है और 4 साल के लिए, फिक्स टर्म 4 साल के लिए किया जाता है. कैन नॉट बी रिमूव्ड बाय द कांग्रेस. कांग्रेस जो इनकी जो होस्ट है वहाँ पे, जैसे हमारे यहाँ पे लोकसभा है, वहाँ पे इनका वो कांग्रेस है, तो वो प्रेसिडेंट को रिमूव नहीं कर सकता है एक्सेप्ट बाय द इम्पीचमेंट. अगर करना है तो इम्पीचमेंट करनी पड़ेगी, तो मीन्स ग्रेव अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एक्ट 2/3 से उसको पास करना है. प्रेसिडेंट गोन्स विद द हेल्प ऑफ कैबिनेट आर ए स्मॉलर बॉडी कॉल्ड एज किचन कैबिनेट. इसकी एक अपनी किचन कैबिनेट होती है, वो एक एडवाइजरी बॉडी होती है इसकी. और क्या होता है, कोर्ट्स ऑफ नॉन इलेक्टेड डिपार्टमेंट सेक्रेटरीज होते हैं इसमें, कंसिस्ट ऑफ नॉन इलेक्टेड डिपार्टमेंट सेक्रेटरीज होते हैं, अपॉइंटेड बाई हिम और रिस्पॉन्सिबल, इस यही इनको अपॉइंट करता है और रिस्पॉन्सिबल भी इनको ही होते हैं और रिमूव्ड बाई हिम एज वेल. प्रेसिडेंट एंड सेक्रेटरीज आर नॉट रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू द कांग्रेस फॉर देयर एक्ट. दे नाइदर पोजेस मेंबर nor attend any session of the Congress. President can dissolve the house of representative lower house of the Congress. President cannot dissolve, ये डिसॉल्व नहीं कर सकता है लोअर हाउस ऑफ द लोअर हाउस को या कांग्रेस को. डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर इन द बेस ऑफ अमेरिकन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन सिस्टम. यहाँ पे डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ सेपरेशन पावर बहुत ज़्यादा काम करती है. मीन्स एग्जीक्यूटिव, लेजिस्लेटिव, जुडिशरी तीनों इंडिपेंडेंट ऑर्गन्स हैं. ठीक है. और नेक्स्ट है reasons for adopting parliamentary system. Why India adopts the parliamentary system of government unless the presidential form of government. So first is familiarity with the 100 years. So we are similar about the parliamentary system of government. That's why this was the first reason we adopt the parliamentary system of government. Second is preference to more responsibility. In parliamentary system there is a more responsibility because executive is responsible to the legislature for its act and the policies. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar also pointed out in the Constituent Assembly that a democratic executive must satisfy 2 conditions: stability and responsibility. The third factor was need to avoid legislative executive conflicts. In case of USA, there is all the 3 organs are separated, independent: legislative, executive and judiciary. All are independent. So when the legislative bodies, legislature make any laws, if the executive who execute the laws are not happy with the laws whom legislative members, then the executive will not execute these laws. So to avoid this conflict, in India we adopt the parliamentary system of government because legislature is executive is responsible to the legislature. Need of an Indian society. Okay, so what is the distinction between Indian and the British model? So in India we have the parliamentary system of government. In Britain there is also the parliamentary system of government. Then what is the difference between both of these? India, republican head, that is president. We have the in India we have the republican head. Republican head means elected president. But in British there is a monarchical system. Monarchical system में king or queen hereditary position है. 42nd and 44 Amendment Act 1966, 76 and 1978 ministerial advice binding on the president. Earlier it was not the advice of the cabinet was not binding on the president. So after 44th Amendment of 1978, the rule was passed. The advice of cabinet is binding on the president. So what are the merits? There will be merits of the parliamentary system and demerits as well. So what are the merits was harmony between the legislature and executive. It ensures harmonious relationship and cooperation between the legislative and the executive organs of the government. Second, responsible government. Ministers are responsible to the parliament for their acts of omission and commission. Third is prevent nepotism. Nepotism. Executive authority given to the council of ministers, not a single person. In a council minister, there is no one. This not a only single person who makes the laws. There are group of ministers, council of that's called the council of ministers. So authority given to them to make the laws. It prevents the nepotism. Number fourth is ready alternate government. Dr. Jennings said the LOP is an alternate PM. Why ready alternate government? Because to pass the no confidence motion, pass in the Lok Sabha, so the government will fall and make the next government. Wide representation. Okay, wide representation means too many members representing from every states on the basis of population. Next is council of ministers held accountable to and controlled by the Lok Sabha. Demerits of parliament. Why? What are there will be some demerits of the parliamentary system as well. First one is unstable government. Why? Because if you are not happy with the government, pass the no confidence motion and fall the government. Unstable the government and make the new government. No continuity of policies means there will be no continuity of policies. When the next government will comes, next party will be in power, he will replace these existing laws and make the new laws. Number third is dictatorship of the cabinet. Third is again is the separation of powers, because executive and legislative are one. Government by amateurs. This will be the all about the parliamentary system of government. Why we choose this, why we choose not this. Thank you so much. We will meet in the next class. Thank you so much in this audio form as well.